It's currently 8:24:26, roughly 18:14. And before I start off at Ezekiel 2:4-7. It says, "Go and tell thy people, whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are rebellious people. They will know that a prophet has been among them. And you, son of man, be not afraid of them nor their words. Do not be afraid, though briars and thorns are all around you, and you live among scorpions. Do not be afraid what they say, or be terrified by them. Though they are rebellious people, you must speak my words to them, whether they hear you, or listen to you, or fail to listen to you, for they are rebellious." So let's start out with that. So when you read the book, I ain't really read. I got a couple of skims through it. The Anunnakis. Well, the Anunnakis return to final warning to humans, and their return in 2022. I'm not saying it was that particular race or species, but it was, I believe, July or August. I think it was July of 2022. I-40 heading east. I just got fired for some BS that wasn't in my control for standing up for myself, basically standing up for myself. So it was the Sabbath, and then so sun went down, so I'll say it was a Sunday. And at that point in time anyway, I was outside the vehicle doing my PNDX workout day one, or disc one, or whatever week I was on. Whatever the day one workout for that week is. So as I'm working out, I'm just, as always, but always what you call stargaze, looked up and seeing what you would see. I thought it was like a shower of debris. It was well above the atmosphere of Earth, so it wasn't in it, or it could have been so high. But it was like a train in the sky. It can't be stars or whatever, because they're not staggered, they're in the formation. And for about 5 minutes at least, just stared and just watched it move, and they never got out of line and just guided past me. So that would be my bearing witness. And that, ironically, 2022, my other video that just said, at the 400 years I shall return and judge those nations whom punished her. And 2019, what marks the 400 years of slavery when it started, and 2022 was just a grace period. So maybe it was exactly a little bit more time. But either way, that was August or July of 2022. I bear witness. But then another bearing witness, a red falling star. Now even science states that red falling stars are a rarity. But then I had to Google, what does a red falling star mean in biblical time? Before I state that, I am a Libra, October 13, 1985. And Libra's sign is scale bearer, judgment, balancer, etc. When you go to Google and Google a red falling star, it signifies judgment. Yes. So all of you who claim Twitter as a Christian nation, I highly recommend you prepare by One with Creators channel about 7 years ago. My reasoning with the congregation, 13 questions. First question: are you preparing your congregation for a warriors class? Number two, I believe, do you have a war? Are you preparing your organization for, or your congregation for, Exodus? Number two was, should Israel have a warriors class? And then once I can remember, I'm not sure if they're in order. Do you think you can master yourself or find peace while in Babylon? Do you vote? What color do you have the true image of the Christ on your church or synagogue or at home? How do you take care of the poor? How do you deal with the false witness? What is it? Do you think Yahushua was the Christ wiped away any of the laws? Besides the sacrifice, the marriage, and witnesses? Well, you have a problem with bringing witnesses? That's not it, but it's like 13 questions. I'm probably missing. YouTube, one of my creator. I might try to put in the link in the video, but that was over 7 years ago. And then using Bible verses to prove or basically give you reasons to either, well, here's the scriptures that show you the answers. The question in the scripture. So for you, true Israel, I said, different crafts of the path. As Elder Reverend Dr. King stated, when they boycotted down to Memphis, individually, we are poor. But blacks alone do $30 billion annually and do the same, if not more, at this point in time. That was back in the 60s. $30 billion. Not blacks around the country, around the world, in the country. So as Elder Garvey was talking about, and what Elder General Muammar Gaddafi was doing, he encouraged his followers, and just black and not even his followers, just black in general, to put their money in a certain bank that more looked at their black interest. So you can be you're poor. See, I told you, divide and rule. Sadly, well, thankfully, but also sadly, because you're going to have a lot of two-faced coons trying to blend in, and you're going to have to kick them out. But it's in the law. You can't let nobody know where you live. So you come in there, it has to be a secret for the most part. So if you found, on top of it, you found to be a traitor, you gotta die. This is Torah over here. Of course you're gonna have people that do it on their own little spiritual, free love, whatever vibes. But according to the Torah, you can't leave, traitor. But individually, you're poor. Collectively, that money is buying land, resources, and accumulating in the bank for whatever you need, and still do what you do. I said different crafts, teaching, learn different crafts being taught from those who have experience. But the best, you're not a part of Babylon. So whatever she goes through, you won't go through it, and you may not even be in Babylon. They argue the world is Babylon. Hey, you may not be in Babylon. But that's what it says. Go and tell them. It sounds, I don't see how in this day and age it can sound far out. You have, even now the government talking about disclosing or unwrapping the files on UFOs and otherworldly life. So I don't see how you can see that as being crazy. But then also, well, yeah, you gotta take my word for that, because I can't really show you the falling red star, which is not, even science says it's a rarity. So that's why it makes sense to me. It would mean judgment, because it's such a rare thing. So I would state it's a time for about the video, a reconfiguration of the mind, for aka 420. Try re-upload my videos when I get a chance, because they were all blank and people were complaining. Even one of my channels got taken down. Not videos, but channels. But I believe it's my first 4 videos back in 2015, March to April or May. But that was my 4th video, I believe, 420, aka Reconfigure the Mind. So it talks about changing your frequency to what's going on around you and getting ready for it. It ain't about extras, but just get ready for whatever may happen and be prepared to make moves. That's why I said dude's been BSing around. 39 million blacks, $1 a week, that's 39 million a week going into some type of bank. Not to mention your independent savings and grossings should have already been on it. But like I said, sadly, a lot of people gonna play around. I said, see, tonight bay, I profit. A lot of people gonna play around, nothing but to cry tomorrow because not linked up with anybody and had no resources. And to see individually, you're trash. You can't do shit. Not like you the person, but your options. Collectively, you can take over the world, or at least take over your own being. And the best, I say number 2, warriors. Oh yeah, part 3 or question 3 or 4. Should Israel govern, aka police themselves? Like Deuteronomy 1:10, 1 through 10 states. Choose righteous chosen among you, they shall judge over you, 10 of your own tribes, 10s, 20s, 100s, thousands. If it's too crazy, come to Moses. But yeah, that's a good book to read. The Anunnaki's return, or final warning to humankind in their return in 2020. Bear witness to that. I mean, both of those you got to take my word for it, but also the red falling star signifies judgment according to biblical. You got to say biblical. But also you can Google, is it a common type of falling star? Because most of them are bright or like high. I saw a couple high orange before. Those I would imagine those are rare too. But the red faller, that's considered to be a rare in science as well. That's why I said it makes sense that it would be for judgment or whatever. I believe it did say judgment, or for some type of purpose where the gods were used, or other worldly beings were used, or the multiverse, however you would state it. So, I mean, hopefully if you were really an Israelite, you already on the mission. Should be, as it says, Revelation 18:4-7, come out of my eyes. I pray to God, swear. Do not swear. Let your answer be yes for yes, no by, and no for no. Hopefully, if you are truly an Israelite, Muslim, Jew, you are already on this mission. Come out of my people, be ye separate. See not her sins nor her plagues, and be prepared to return double the cup. Revelation 18:4-7. So, I mean, you should, even if it's the goody tally, but everybody about to get $1 million. I don't need it. We got 30 billion in blacks alone grossing. I don't need it. I'm not gonna take it, but I don't want to be. I'm trying to find ways to make money now while having to be present. I don't need it. Be cool. We got what we need. Got mine as probably a couple 100,000, a couple million, maybe a couple cooneries in there. Backbiter haters, nut ass traitors. When they now try to come in, well, I say you switch up teams as always, but as a black community alone, 30 with a B, not with an M, with a B. But see, for my, like I said, you gotta be Torah. Well, hey, I don't know about any other culture. I can't speak for the other culture because the cultures ain't speaking for me. I gotta go. Well, I say I got Common, Song to the Free, or Letter to whoever it's called, with featuring. Gotta let go of them to free me. I've been getting, still to this day, been getting ran over and nobody speaking out for me. Everybody going quiet and fighting for it, like, and now crying like I can't worry about it. I gotta worry about me. Me worry about other people got me fucked up. And those same people walked over me when they got their shit under my shit. You a Torah, suck your own shit. I say for blacks. You got many Torah followers of the other cultures, but for blacks alone, that's even more money though. They can do it individually though, but whatever. 30 billion, yeah, you're poor alone, but collectively, like I said, you find somebody that knows how to, of a path that know how to make money grow. Nasty ass niggas. See how they get mad? Exactly. That know how to make money grow. Investors, work from homers, etc. Different crafts, meaning different jobs or professions of the path. What's the problem? It's that Babylon in your head. Exactly. You scared to even think about leaving. She sits upon many nations, tongues, cultures, etc. They scared to just go out. You ain't got nothing anyway. What you gonna lose? There is no me when you join the Torah. That money goes into the bank. If you that greedy or worry about that, then keep a little something out. I mean, it can be hard for you to leave because you already know the mission. separation. You might have to be a spy. But why come if you're talking about going back? You already followed the Torah, right? See, as I said, I don't want no desperate people among me that's there because times are hard. I want them there because they want to be on the mission. Because when they get tired and missing that whatever, they'll leave. That's why I said, even though you got 39 million blacks, probably half or close to half, it's not even counted for because they Babylonianized. I don't want you there because you're mad at the system and you're having a bad time. Because once you get desperate and still got to be current and seeing things getting a little better, you over there. I mean, but you live in the according to Torah, you're still thriving. You go on one Babylon back, and may even go give up the location or whatever to the enemy. But that was my video exactly. Tell them when they hear you or not. The beginning of the video, I believe, is Ezekiel. Ezekiel 2:4-7. Tell them, hey, call me. They color the prophets crazy. All type of negative. See, when you start hitting that core, all type of nut ass shit. Go live it. Exactly. Why do the heathen rage? Go do your own thing. But they're grimy, cutthroat, selfish. They can never do it. Never can they do it. That's why they get mad just hearing you talk about it. They'll never do it because they're too selfish. Beast-like creatures. The Hydra of the fields. Just beastly. Nasty, niggardly, selfish, uneducated, can't get along. That's why they heat and rage. Return to the camera.